Welcome to my messy life. Take my hand and dive right on in with me. It's gonna be alright. Messy imperfect life with Leigh.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Leigh Keckner.
You know, I just found out your name was Wendy because your Instagram is Goodbye Crop Top, which I think is a precious name, and it's funny and catchy. And at the same time, I'm like, sometimes I still might wear a crop top. So
I think you should.
And
it's a metaphor. It's a funny.
And I want that microphone closer to your pie hole period because I want to hear every little gem that comes out of your mouth today. Okay. It's very funny. It's very funny.
Thank you for getting it.
But I always call you Goodbye Crop Top because I didn't know your name for a long time.
Yeah.
So that stuck. And then I was like, she has a name.
I answer to Crop Top.
Wendy Euler. Welcome, Wendy Euler.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Crop
Leigh.
Top. I'm so happy you're here.
I'm so happy to be here with you.
And we started just kind of with a love affair without ever really talking or meeting.
Kansas connection.
Yes.
Chrissy, our friend.
Yes.
Mutual friend who has Be Good to People.
Yes.
Let's give her a little plug because it's such a great company she started.
You guys have to check out begoodtopeople.com, I believe.
Yes.
And it says be good to people and you feel good when you wear it. And it so reminds others while they're talking to you, especially if they're being a jerk, you can just point to your shirt and be like, remember, let's be good to people.
Right.
So you went to what with her? You went to college or high school?
Let's see. I met Chrissy in 1986, 6. When I was 17, she was 18, and I lived in Lawrence, Kansas.
So she's 18.
She was a freshman at the University of Kansas. I was a senior
in high school. But you're a year under her?
Correct.
So that means you're 2 years under me. So
correct.
I'm 53 or 51?
Correct.
Oh, wow.
And Chrissy was sorority sisters and good friends with my best friend from home, Claire. And I tagged along to all their fun. And
fantastic.
Yeah, at the University of Kansas. And that's how I met Chrissy. And then
well, I have to pop in just to say this Chrissy gal that we're talking about, it's Wagner Wittenberg. So her and I can't ever remember a lot of details about most things. So her and I became friends a few years back, and I'm not sure how. And then I found out about her clothing and started wearing it and sharing about it. And I loved it. And we became good friends. I think we were going to work on something together. I don't remember.
Did you meet at the Big Slick? I saw my cup.
Oh, yeah. Her cup's the Big Slick. And she's like, the Big Slick? I know that. And I was like, that's my husband's charity in Kansas City.
Right. But didn't you meet Chrissy? You call her Chris. I call her Chrissy.
Yeah.
At the Big Slick.
Well.
Or no. Something to do with that. Anyway.
I'm sure. Oh, yes, you're right. It was at the Big Slick. Yeah, it was. And usually I have to have people prompt me a little bit, stuff like that. Because
same.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let's prompt each other today.
So anyway, we became friends. And then a long time ago, she said, you have to meet Wendy. And, people say that all the time. And I'm just like, it's like, okay, see you later. And then later she sent me like I don't know if it was an email. I think it was an email. You really need to meet Wendy. And I was like,
same
okay,
was going
great.
on my end. Yeah.
And then she introduced us via email and we just said, hey. And then it sat dormant for 6 months.
Right.
And then recently something on Instagram, I think you did something cute. Oh my gosh, you have to look at her Instagram. It's so sick. Like every single picture is like, and she's kind of acts a little bit like humble because you'll put a hat on and then you'll look down like this so you can't see your eyes, but you have the cutest outfit on ever. Do people...
That's not humility. That's called like a bad hair and no one to do my makeup.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I would be like this.
I'd be like that if
in every picture. I'd be like,
some I'm like that.
But then she's always kind of, but they're cute because they're so soft and sweet, meaning like you're just looking over laughing and it feels
right,
easy and fun.
Good.
Not like perfect. Like this podcast is not perfect.
Right.
Okay. So I have questions about what you do.
Okay.
Do people send you their clothes and you wear them and you get paid? Like what's happening?
Well, we're sort of in a transition now. I have not been paid anything to date, not a penny, zero. And I was advised very early on not to do that, which was my gut instinct as well, because I really want these women following to know that everything I put on, I would wear, right? It's authentic. I'm not being paid to do it. I talk a lot about cost per wear, about knowing where your clothes come from, about all these things. And I wanted to gain the trust, get some momentum, and then somehow turn it into a business. And now I'm at that point, 18 months later. I've hit 100,000 authentic followers, never paid for a follower.
Wow.
Well, there's a huge need for this, which I'll talk about too. But
you can talk about it now if you want to.
Well, so no, I have not been paid to date, but now I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to make this a business, because I do need to do that at some point.
Yeah. A couple of things. So what are you telling women? What is your point? What is your message to women that you're putting out there?
That it is okay to be 50 and 60 and 70 and really be it. I mean, I think, that is relevant to the start of this, which was, I love to write and I love style and fashion. And my whole life, Chrissy will tell you this, anyone who's known me for, however many years, I've crammed my Harper's Bazaar and my Vogue and my Elle and my diaries and my journals under my bed. Get out, get them all out at night. And it was sort of my happy place, and then cram it all back under and go do my advertising job or my career. And then finally one day, I was actually going to launch a private label, which is probably still on the agenda at some point. And I was writing a lot, and neither were really taking off at the time. And I actually read Elizabeth Gilbert's Big Magic, which was the impetus that just kicked me in the ass to go do something that I had never had the courage to do. Because as you know,
That's
I mean,
an awesome book.
It's a bit frightening to put yourself out there and
my gosh,
sit here with you and do this. But I had so many.
This should not be frightening. This should just be us loving each other.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
That's all we got to do here.
That's right.
Okay.
So I called my husband, who was out of town at the time, and I said, I'm going to start writing for women in their middle years. And I was tired of going down the rabbit hole of 30-something social media and Instagram and magazines going, well, I'm comfortable in that, but I'd probably give that up now. And, my own personal feelings of fashion and style.
Yeah.
And everything was that, or anti-aging. You can't look your age. You can't be your age. You can't, or it was over here in the sensible clothing and the sensible shoes, which that's painful for me. So
yes.
There was this huge chasm, this huge hole in the marketplace that, just a woman needs to hear. You can be rad and hip and cool and smart and kind and all these things that, I try to keep the precision on style a little bit, but my essays and my blog posts go very deep as to, like I say, you can have the greatest outfit on in the world, but if you're a sour bitch, nothing gets I don't ever want to wear what you're wearing, right? And I understand. So it's like to really help middle-aged women. Sorry,
go.
And I've said this before, but to give them their balls back and go like,
I love balls.
or get them for the first time, but that we have 40 or 50 more years, knock wood.
Own yourself.
It left.
Yeah.
It is this whole, take two of. There's a great book right now by David Brooks called The Second Mountain, and I'm just about a third of the way into it. But it's about that. It's about, we've got this whole second mountain to climb.
Yeah.
And when we're climbing that second mountain, we're more compassionate. We're better listeners. We've learned that, this first hill we climb is about...
It was prepping us for
happiness and happiness. And there's a very big difference between happiness and joy, as we've all, most of us have read, but and self-fulfillment and getting your goals and your career. And the second mountain you go up is, what can I do for others?
Oh, I love service.
But how can I? And so I had so many dear friends say, Wendy, you need to talk about this. You need to talk about the fact that I always say aging is a privilege. And I understand I lost a very, very good friend yesterday. So I get that there's cancer and there's knock wood. There's all this stuff that
I love when you knock wood, you go up to your forehead. What is happening? Do you have a wooden forehead?
I do.
Curious what's happening.
I must, because I've done that my whole life.
And just make it noise.
Yeah.
But wait, will you take a breath for 1 second?
Yeah.
Because I want to back up a tiny bit because this is messy and perfect. And we all have the mess, and we can be abundant in all areas of our life with love and finances and everything, and still be messy because we're human.
Correct.
So talking about the mess, and I know you just mentioned a friend yesterday, tell me kind of what the mess that you're here to share kind of.
Which is really true to that. And there's an essay on my blog about Claire.
Where do they find your blog?
goodbyecroptop.com.
Perfect.
And
about Claire, who's
it's
the
called
girl.
A Letter to Claire. Claire introduced me to Chrissy, who introduced
Yes.
me to you.
Yeah.
She is my angel. She has been with me recently, big time.
So Claire passed away?
Claire died when we were 26. She was
What was she like?
the best. She
Was
was
she?
the best. She was talented. She was funny. She was charismatic. She was kind. She was my everything.
Oh.
And we were sort of nerdy and found each other and then kind of blossomed together. You know, she got really cute in college and made the cheerleading squad at our college, which was, you know, like the pom-pom girls back when KU won the NCAA championship and all that was going on. She was in, ESPN would focus in on her
She was a bright light.
cuteness. She was a bright light, Leigh. And so I was in the hospital room with her and her parents, and when she passed, she slept with one man her senior year in college, and he gave her AIDS, and she died 5 years later.
Oh my gosh.
And it was super hard for me because I certainly had not slept with only one man, and I was looking at her going like, and it says this in the letter to her in the essay on my blog, but if I could have crawled in there and taken her, I literally would have done it. And then furthermore, what really resonates with me today, being a mom of 3 daughters, is who cares about me in the room that day? I watched parents lose their child that day, right? So I've had this whole shift in my mind to loss and what that means. And the gifts she gave me that day, I'm opening them now. You know,
I love that. They've been under your bed with your magazines, and you pulled them out and you're opening them.
And I had a really, really hard time with her passing.
It shakes the foundation, I think, when someone passes, especially that young.
Yeah.
It shakes your foundation of, what the hell? This isn't what I thought this was. Like,
and she was the one. Like, we finished each other's sentences, and we, she was like, I believe soulmates can come in friendships and in, spouses or partners or whatever it might be. But anyway, so that.
What were the gifts that you're opening from under your bed? What did she?
That's it. That aging is a privilege. I'm damn lucky to be 51 and be here and be where I am. And I have, I have not had an easy, I've had a messy, imperfect life.
Yay!
That's the one thing I want to.
We have that in common.
Yeah, but I'm here to say, like, the second half of this take 2 is so good. And does it mean it's super easy? No. Does it mean you have to take measures to get there? Yes. But does it mean now maybe we're smart enough to do that and confident enough and independent enough to say, I'm not scared to go do that anymore?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
and I think the first mountain or hill, or did you say mountain? The first thing you climbed? Mountain. I think that's bumpy ass, and that we're getting bumped all over like molehills.
We're self-consumed.
Yeah.
Right? And we're...
And I think the second one, it's more a wide open plain, and it's almost as people are walking with us on that one.
Right.
Because we know who we are and we've attracted the people. I mean, if you've done your work and healed some of the old stories and you're more open, that you have attracted the people that you can walk up the hill with, and you've got each other's back. And I think you can look at people and connect in a way because you've learned that all the things you have to, all the bumps in the road have gotten us to this point to live in freedom. And to embrace our age and to look out for each other. And I know I did this little vision boarding thing the other day, like a virtual workshop. I was like, that was my first time doing it virtual, whatever. But I was just like, why the hell not? And 6 women came on. And I let one woman talk and share about what she was going to do, and then another one that. And then we all did it, whatever. And then at the end, they were like, I was so moved by the power of listening to other women be vulnerable and open up. And they said, while they were talking, I got so much for my thing from hearing them talk. And the lady was like, I was just so blown away by the power of women coming together, like-minded women, and supporting each other. It was so beautiful.
Yeah. And you've just said it. We're not alone. There's a mass herd of us. Like, let's get together, right?
Yes.
Let's sit across from each other and know it's okay to have a wrinkle and and I talk a lot about the company you keep, who you hanging out with that cares that much if your ass is sagging. Go find a new group of people. I'm there. My ass is sag. You know what I mean? Like what really?
The sagging ass, I'll just sidestep out of the positive message, is some weird shit because I always work out, whatever. And I've done like 3 weeks of not working out. And I just notice more, I think just because I'm being aware because I'm not working out, just looking at my butt going, wow, it used to really be up here. And some of it's still there, but then there's like a little flappy sack down there as well. Yeah. And I'm like,
there's all kinds of things that go on.
This is so interesting. When my mom was laying in bed, my mom was kind of like locked in bed. She was mentally ill and stuff. So she spent a lot of time there. One time her door was unlocked. I was older and I walked in and her like nightgown was pulled, kind of hiked up, and she had no underwear on, and I could see her butt. And I'd never seen her butt before. And I was probably like 16.
I'm sorry.
And I walked in and I just looked at it, I go, oh my gosh, she has 2 flat pancakes. And I ran up to my sisters and I said, come down, mom's door's unlocked. You have to look at her butt. And they were like, no, you're gross. Get out. I said, no, they're just wide, flat pancakes. Where did it go?
Right.
They didn't come look, but that has stuck in my head. And the other day when I looked and saw that, I was like,
flashback.
My flat pancakes starting to develop.
Flashback. Times 2. Oh, wow. Then turn around.
So it is interesting to watch.
It is.
For me, it's interesting just to notice my earth suit is starting to turn or shrivel a little bit.
Yeah.
Where I just say, oh, wow, my skin is starting to show me I'm on my second take. Or
and how lucky you are.
And how lucky your friend Claire reminds you daily what a gift it is to have that wrinkle.
How lucky you are. How
and that
lucky
my new flat pancake is starting. How lucky am I? I get to
you
grow
get to
that.
have flat pancakes.
Why the hell not?
I mean, you get to have
I get to have flat pancakes. And then I'm going to say thank you
Flapjacks.
to you and to Claire. Leigh, how you doing? Flapjacking it.
Yeah.
Everything else, all good.
Flapjacks are looking good today.
So, but we can take the approach of, oh my gosh, I'm getting flat pancakes. My ass is sagging, blah, blah, blah. Or kick ass.
Yeah.
I get freaking flat pancakes.
It's true. Or you can actually work on your flat pancakes.
Well, I do.
And, like the 3 weeks off, it's amazing how quickly you go. Well, I had 34 days of vacation, which I just told you about, which was I just got home and it was just comical. But I got myself right back into it, And,
yeah, I'm starting about Monday.
And speaking of the flat pancakes, I finally have committed to and fully believe in lifting heavy weights, especially at our age. It is so important. I think it is it's scientifically.
What does heavy weights mean?
I'm doing like my trainer, Sarah and Bozeman, has really transformed my thinking, my body, my strength, my everything.
Everything.
I do it 3 times a week. Well, we do 2 heavy sessions and then 1 sort of HIIT training with some weights incorporated. But these weights have changed my body. And as long as you're in a deficit of calorie, you don't, people are so scared, I'm going to get big. But control your diet.
Go ahead and risk it.
Risk it.
Risk it. Most likely you won't. You'll just exercise.
Control your diet a bit, and keep your cardio up, which I also do. And do this. It's amazing how much you can change your body even at 50. I did it.
And I will say this too. I have friends who go, oh my God, I'm so old. Oh, my back hurts. It's because I'm 50. I'm like, honest to God, I've never been stronger. I've never seen my muscles more. I've never felt more in my power than I do at 53.
Yeah.
And that to me is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm very aware because in my mind, I think I'm 32 to 34-ish. Or I think I'm the same age as everyone that I talk to.
Oh,
No, I'll be talking to like a girl. I'm like, oh my gosh, I think you're the same. How old are you? And they're like, I'm 32. I'm like,
that just happened to me.
But I think we're the same age.
Oh, same. Yeah.
It's so strange. But
don't go dancing on tops of bars anymore.
I'm sorry. You can't tell me what to do.
You'll really feel it then when you ask them how old they are and they're 19.
Yes.
With the wrong wristband on because they can't get a drink.
Can I borrow your wristband?
My God.
So I feel like this is so key to this. If you say, this is old, my body hurts, I'm falling apart, your body will fall apart. You're old and you'll hurt.
That's right.
When I say, I don't even notice that I'm stronger than I've ever been, I get stronger.
That's right.
I'm aging, whatever. What do you think? I saw in your thing, you said 50 is the new 50. Mm-hmm. It's like own your age, be where you are and embrace it.
50 is incredible.
Why would I
say 50 is 30? I want 50 to be 50.
But when people say to me, it makes me so freaking excited. When people say, or I'll say I'm 53, like, oh my gosh, I thought you were 32. I'm like, thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Like that, thank you, because
you do look really good.
I'm embracing who I am and I'm strong and I'm moving forward with all of me and I'm in my power. And I'm like, and they're saying I look young. So I guess that means that when you love yourself, not that I do all the time, but I work on self-love and taking time for myself and doing things I love and filling myself up with all that. And I'm moving forward in my power and I'm having freaking fun. It looks 32 at 53.
And you're doing a lot for others. So don't forget that.
Oh, I do forget that.
Because,
I'm just doing it without...
Self-love is important, but I mean...
It's being of service. So
the fulfillment comes from...
Yes.
From
so
that.
Everything I do is on the foundation of you're not alone. So everything that I share is letting other people know I'm with you. I've been there. I've done that. And I have risen and I'm stronger because of it. So know it's going to pass. And here's some tools to help you get out.
That's so good.
So everything I do is about sharing to touch other people so they can know that they're not alone, no matter what.
You've had a messy, imperfect life, which is probably...
I don't think it's stopping anytime soon. I think when the mess stops, it's kind of... We're here to learn and evolve. And when the mess stops, it's time to go join Claire. Like when you're done learning, when you've come to do what you were to do, she came and fulfilled what she came here to do.
Right.
And she gave you some big ass gifts that you got to open on your new climb, on your chapter 2.
Right.
Like she did her thing and she went. She had to sleep with one guy and it had to be that guy because she had to. That was her thing.
That's right.
She got to go.
That was her.
And when we go, we've done what we came to do.
That's right.
And I think the mess is the waves in the ocean. We keep getting bumped around and sometimes they're tidal waves. But I think that when they stop, we go back to where we came from.
I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. And my point behind that, just saying you've had a messy, imperfect life, is that I think when you do have a messy, imperfect life and you have hard knocks and you have hard times, it's almost like a calling to go help other people when you come to and have that awakening. So that was my point behind that, is you go, okay, hold on. I can share from these learnings. I can give back from this. I can, and that's what you do. That's what I'm doing.
And that's so perfect. Thank you for tying in what my show is, because sometimes I forget, but it is about what was your mess? What did you learn from it? And how are you using it now to be of service or as a force for good for yourself? And you're doing that exact thing that you learned about this. It's a privilege. And to flip the whole thing upside down about growing old and stop fighting it, embrace it and live it so fully that you are young at heart, that you are full of life, that nothing comes out of your mouth that is, I'm tired, I'm old. Bullshit. You're tired and old because you say you're tired and old. But when you are vivacious and you're moving forward and you're in your purpose, there's nothing more powerful. It's like a shot of 20 years younger.
It is. And it's a long life. We have a lot ahead of us.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot left.
Yeah.
So, and
if you're not saying shitty stories to yourself, like, oh my gosh, it's going to be that for you. But if you go, I am polished perfect for what I am here to do. And I have all my tools from my learnings and I'm ready to go. And it could be as easy to just share your story to help another person to be of service, or a smile. It's nothing. It's just giving, being open and sharing.
Your thoughts become your action. It is very true.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is. And, I think about my dad, right? My dad's 82. He is healthy. He is smart. He learns. He teaches. He's a retired physician and a Vietnam War veteran who's written a book of poetry called The Feet of the Messenger, actually a really beautiful book of poetry, which was writing has been his therapy for PTSD, you know.
Oh, I love it.
And he retired at 75 and he has dedicated his entire retirement to helping war veterans. And he developed a writing program, writing as therapy for.
Damn.
Yeah, he's amazing. H.C. Palmer. Check him out. I didn't plan to give him a plug, but I'm sitting here thinking about him because he is, he's the one who's always said, keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, write. I want you to write. You're a good writer. Write. And so he's really been
Can you hear my stomach?
Mine's growling too.
Could you hear mine though?
To each other. No.
My stomach was screaming so loud. I was like, "Pipe the F down! I'm trying
Get
to
us
listen."
Some food, would you?
I wish we could eat.
But I love just one thing I'm thinking of too is I love
me.
Maya Angelou, who doesn't, but her quote of something along the lines of when you get, give, and when you learn, teach.
Yeah,
what a great rule of thumb.
Yeah. And so guys out there, if you're wondering, well, I don't know what my gift is. I don't know what my purpose is. The cool thing is life shows you what it is. Like there's something inside you're born with that if you keep digging, you're going to find it. But what you do is, what has been challenging in my life and what did I overcome? Oh my gosh, there are millions of people being challenged by that right now. Mm-hmm. How can I share this in a loving way that could help someone? Maybe it's talking to the person next to you. Maybe it's, what I love too is when I go out in public or whatever, and I say, God, open my mind and heart. Let me see the people I am to share or to touch.
I saw one of your videos about that.
And I do that every day.
Yes.
And then I walk up to Fryman with a purpose, with my eyes open and a smile on my face. Do you need me? Do you need to see my smile? But really, I don't even think that at all, actually. Mm-hmm. I just am present.
Good. And
I see what's around me. And I'm also very aware when somebody is showing up to give me a message or say something, or somebody says something out of the blue, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, open your mind and heart. Don't judge or be triggered. Listen to what they have to say. And I always receive something. Even if it's negative, they say something. Mm-hmm. Even if it's negative, I'm like, there's magic sprinkles constantly around us when we can be open to them.
Right.
And even the gift of Chris or Chrissy reaching out a while ago and starting to plant the seeds because we're meant to be together.
And she was adamant about that.
Yeah, she kept going, did you call her? I was like, who? What are you talking?
A matchmaker?
Yeah, I was like, what's happening? And then I looked at your
Tinder?
photos.
What?
Yeah.
Swipe
what? There's no swiping here.
Right.
I just can't reply. What?
Yeah.
But it's so magical from the people who bring us together, the things that we hear, the people who want to look in our eyes. And when we're looking down or our things are in, or we're so caught up in our own thoughts and stories and bullshit, we're missing the magic and the messages around us. Mm-hmm. It's so true. Amazing.
And like you said, sometimes it's negative, but we learn the most from negative.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't learn from a silver spoon in your mouth and everything being perfect. Like every left turn, every right turn, every wrong turn, every straight ahead is right.
Yeah.
And my favorite people, well, I have a lot of favorite people, but I love, like you, who have been through the fucking ringer.
Yeah. She said fucking.
You're beep.
We don't have to beep on this.
But you've, good.
I keep forgetting to give myself permission to cuss because I like to.
I do too.
But then I try to be right for other people. And
I try to be right for my daughters, but it just doesn't feel authentic. I feel like I need to let them fly. But, people who have pulled their bootstraps up. Yeah. And move forward and, okay, I fell down again. I still fall down. I still make, we're human. But it is the,
and I like to,
you go. No, I was going to say, I like to live fully. I like to, today I'm going through a bumpy time I've talked to you a little bit about, and people know I'm going through something, but today it really hit me heavy hearted today. Something happened last night and I was like, it was like another layer of grief or another Band-Aid ripped off or something. And I went into church today
because my daughter had this, she was reading at the Mass, and normally I'm like, hi, and I say hi to everyone and hug people. And today I was like, I'm going to cry. I'm going to start crying. I'm going to cry now even talking about it. But I felt so heavy hearted. I was like, and then the priest walks up to me, Father Mike, who I'm friends with. And I always say silly things, maybe inappropriate things. Like I just tease him and joke him because I see him as a human being, just as a guy that I enjoy. And so I joke with him. And then today he came up like with his arms like this to me. And I knew normally I'd say something silly. And I just go, oh, I'm hurting today. Father Mike, will you pray for me? And he was like looking at me like, are you serious? Because I always am feeling happy, And I said, I'm just hurting today and I'm struggling. Will you pray for me? And he said, oh, Leigh, and took my hand so tenderly that I was like, and I'm standing in the middle of the pew. I mean, in the middle of the aisle, right? And it hasn't started yet and everyone's there and I'm just weeping. And I thought, who cares? I'm freaking sad and I'm going to weep.
Good for you.
And I'm not going to hide it or make apologies for it.
Yeah.
And I just cried. And then he was like, I got to kind of get going with the service. Right. Are you good? I was like, yeah, you can walk.
Yeah.
And one of the teachers ran over who I adore. And she was like, can I hug you? And I hugged this beautiful teacher. And she goes, can I get you Kleenex? And I said, yes, get me Kleenex.
Good for you.
And I just sat down and let my tears flow. And no one bothered me or said anything. But I thought, why would we hide our tears?
Why?
That's when we need to be held.
Well, that's it. I mean, without the vulnerability, you don't get help. You don't get what you need. You don't get what we can't all walk through life telling jokes and perfect. It's not real, right? So we all break, and then you break and you surround yourself with people that
feel it,
help you, that hold your hands, that tell you it's going to be okay. And that's what I mean. So then you know, it's you got to break down, and you've got to you've got to be vulnerable. You got to show your true.
And you know what I think vulnerable just came to me? Vulnerability is that we're taking some weights off our shoulders, that we're not carrying so much, that we're not pretending, that we're like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
That's vulnerability.
Let someone get you the Kleenex for once. Right?
No, I let people wait on me a lot.
Yeah.
I really like being served.
That's
so
good.
for the people who like to be of service, I'm great for them.
Right.
Because I will receive it every time.
Right.
You're going to get some, let me sit down. I'd like to cry. But as I sat in that pew and people were glancing, whatever, I didn't care. And I just was weeping. And I was like, oh, this is literally what it feels like to sit in it. Like I'm in it. I'm not pushing it away. I'm not making excuses. I'm not ashamed. I'm just going to sit in it and let my tears come out that need to come out because I feel sad.
Yeah.
It's so funny when you talk about feeling sad, you just get right back there.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I like it.
It's good.
I like all of it.
It's so important. It's important.
So important.
Yeah. And that's what, I love about this thing that I'm doing is these stories that I hear from women are, sad and shocking and wonderful. And so many of them are overcoming these things. They're going through it. You have to go through it. You can't walk around it. That's very true. And
if people walk around it, a big ass club is going to come smack you over the head and knock you to the ground.
Yeah.
To make you slow down enough to start learning the lessons that pain came to teach you.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. It's like, well, I'm fine. I'm moving forward. No, don't miss the sit in it part.
No, you gotta
cry, and
you're allowed to waller in it for a little bit.
A little bit.
Then you got that, but you gotta go right straight smack dab through it. And I've had a lot of those moments in my life. I mean, we could do 400 messy and perfect podcasts on my life, but
I'd like another one, please.
Let's do it.
I would like to. But my friend said her mom always said to people, "Tell me something bad about you, or tell me something sad about you so we can have a good laugh." And I thought that was so what?
Yeah.
But now that I realize if we can laugh at, or we can enjoy storytelling, all of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That once you start talking about it, you can, or once you've gotten through it, you can laugh about it. Not, you can't laugh about Claire dying or something like that, but you can laugh about, wow, what I had to, how many years did her gift have to sit under my bed until I finally opened it?
Oh, for sure.
Or you know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where everything can.
She would want me to find humor in this. She's funny.
Yes.
She's funny.
Hi, Claire.
Hi, Claire. She's here.
Yeah, she is here. Thank you for coming, Claire, and bringing the gifts
thanks
that
for being
she gets
here.
to
She might break out into an Ethel Merman.
Boy, the windmill play.
There's no business like show. I don't do it any justice, but she was a gem.
Oh, I love it so much. Okay, so you just said, I'm hearing stories from women now. How are you hearing stories? Because I have got to be honest, and I'm going to encourage you guys as well today to jump on her goodbyecroptop.com, because I've only been enjoying you through Instagram. But I didn't realize you have a whole giant umbrella of beautiful things that you're doing. So are you relating with other women on your
I
website?
just get a lot of DMs and emails mainly from women, right?
I
who read
see.
my essays or who see a post on Instagram and like, for instance, I got a message from a woman who, she had some kind of crippling disease, whether it was mental illness or something that kept her in bed a very long time. And she had been a dancer in her previous life, like a beautiful ballet dancer. And I got this DM one day with a picture of her in this beautiful dress by a tree. And she said, I got out of bed today because of your blog post.
I love that.
And I danced for the first time in years, and I had my husband take this picture of me in this beautiful dress, and I want to thank. I mean, I could have just said, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I touch one person, I'm out.
And they kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. And, you're helping me. And that to me is the importance of this. That is my calling. That is my path. That's where I'm going. And it's touching. It's moving.
So touching. When I have someone say something like that to me, not only am I grateful that they took the time and that they were touched, but it's a reminder, because a lot of times I just put stuff on and I'm done with it and move on, and not knowing that someone's looking at it and that it's touching the person who it needed to touch in that moment. And then having somebody give the gift of sharing that, I think it's so humbling. And it's so, I go to gratitude of not just that they're reading it, but to God that I'm living my purpose and with grace and ease able to make a difference without having to try to reinvent or be something other than just who I am.
That's right.
And boy,
that's powerful.
That is so powerful.
It sounds so simple, but those are the most powerful words right there.
I don't remember exactly what I said.
Just by being you, you're doing good things.
Yeah, just by being who I am.
And using your experiences and your growth and your, living proof that you can get yourself up, dust yourself up, keep going. It's just
And you get richer every time you dust yourself off and move forward.
It's that second mountain. You're not hiding anything anymore. You're not trying to be anything you're not. And that's powerful stuff.
And I think too, for the people who are listening, is to allow yourself to know that you are exactly where you're supposed to be.
For sure.
And you have experienced exactly what you're supposed to up to this moment, to step forward in all of you and not have to do a damn thing to find anything or to take a class or to get validated. That you have from all of our paths are similar, but uniquely different, right? Our stories and our perspectives and our people who showed up. And so every single person is like a painter. They can paint whatever the hell they want. There can be millions of painters, right? And when they're painting from their heart, it's magnificent. So it's like your words or however you share them. If you work at a library and you smile at someone or you notice something about them and you share it and you start that dialogue, and however it shows up, you don't have to do a damn thing except embrace all of who you are. That's and right. All of our learnings, and shifting from victim mode, this happened to me. Well, we all had this happen to me. Now what? How do you polish that and use it for a force for good?
That's right.
And that's what I love, the messiness. It's not really messy. It's our gems. It's our setups for learning.
I mean, maybe it should be called the messy perfect life.
Yeah.
Because it is, I mean, it's, perfection is imperfection, really.
No, I'm going to say no to that.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
It should be freaking messy and perfect.
Yeah.
I have to double whammy it because I don't even like perfect. Yeah, it's perfectly imperfect, right?
Imperfection is perfect.
Yes.
Embracing imperfection is perfection.
Yes.
Right?
That's
Putting
a
your
zinger.
arms around. Am I supposed to look this way at all? I've been looking at you and my neck.
Did you write down our 2 zingers over there, producer? That perfect, what she just said, and my other one, because those 2, I said a beautiful one that you acknowledged, and you just said a beautiful one that I acknowledge.
Embracing the imperfection, embracing the imperfection is perfection.
Perfection.
Bingo.
Is embracing the imperfection.
Yeah, and I love, this is on my Instagram somewhere, but I watched Jane Fonda's documentary twice. I haven't on yet, HBO.
So I will if you
But there's just a couple, talk about some zingers. I took notes the second time, but she said, trying to live a perfect life is a toxic journey.
Yeah.
And
hell yeah.
Hell yes.
Hell yes.
Guess what? Dishes are going to break. The turkey's going to fall on the floor.
Someone's going to die.
Let go,
someone's going to break up. Someone's going to
let go. Because, I love that. I love that line from her.
And I love too the idea of knowing, okay, you get a little playbook when you're born or whatever, and it says things are going to be set up in your childhood because your parents are not perfect and they're going to not meet all of your needs because you have to have things planted inside you that you need to learn from, heal from, understand, have compassion for yourself, and overcome them, right? And then right there, you have your first teaching. So no, it's going to be bumpy growing up and nothing's going to be perfect because you have things to learn from. But there's going to be really happy times and great vacations. There's going to be deep sadness, sorrow, and death. All of it is a violin with different notes of your one beautiful life.
That's right.
All of it. And things are bad right now. Or, wow, I'm hurting and I'm struggling. I know something great's coming, but right now I need to lay down.
Right.
Because I think when we lay down and we stick in that story too long, it gets set in here, and then we start living from that too, on top of I'm not worthy from my childhood. Well, and you're
probably sensitive of that, especially because of your mom,
Like what?
Laying down and being depressed, your mom.
Yeah.
Like there's probably
she had
a lot of gumption in you and a lot of grit and go that says, I'm not going to do that. I don't know. I'm putting words in your mouth, but maybe
you are, but I like your words.
But
I like them. And that's true.
Yeah. And you learned from that, this breaking the cycle.
Breaking the cycle. And I remember when I had kids, I felt like a blank slate because I didn't have a lot of training or watch somebody do stuff. So I just had these kids. I was like, now what? Because she didn't really touch us and do all that kind of. And I remember thinking, that kid's acting out and I'm not beating him because my dad would beat the shit out of us. I mean, with a belt, but back then it was rage filled and he'd miss my back.
Has anyone ever interviewed you? We got to interview you on the Messy and Perfect Life.
Right?
I think we need to do that next, but go ahead.
So do I just kind of ask and then I sit, do I pop back and forth or you come on as the guest host that day?
Yeah, you're the guest.
Oh, to myself?
And I'm the guest host, right? And you're the guest.
Okay.
Let's plan that. Anyway, go ahead. So
anyway, I just remember going, God, I'm not beating the shit out of anyone. And I'm out of bed winning. And it was so excited. Yeah. And then stuff kept happening and go, oh, there's more. And that's how I felt this whole parenting journey for me is, oh, there's more learning and softening and guiding and loving. But I have to say, when I said self-love earlier, I've just learned the importance of being gentle with myself and giving myself some breathing space and not beating myself up so much because that can preoccupy our minds constantly. I think I heard now we have 68,000 thoughts a day. 92% of them were thought yesterday. So we're playing a loop of destructive thoughts and we're asleep to it most of the time until we start becoming our observer going, wow, look at that crazy ass mind spinning. I'm going to stick a pencil in it for a minute by taking a few breaths and saying something, an affirmation to myself. Like, you got this, you're good. And then it'll come out and it'll start spinning again. But it wants to derail us, our ego's in there. But really we're these fantastic, loving creatures at our core that this holds us back, our little thoughts.
Right. Holds you hostage.
Yeah.
And not only is it important, the self-affirmation and the telling yourself good things, it is so powerful, right? A mindset. But then furthermore, when you walk out the door, hang around with people that do that for you as well.
Yes. But I found as I have taken care of this, as I have risen, with grace and ease, people fall. who I'm no longer energy matches with. And I still like them, but I'm not running arm in arm with them.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, this new playing field of women show up. And right now, really magnificent women are showing up and showing up in a way of collaboration. Like her and I have fallen in love virtually. And this is our first time being in person together. And we're very aware we want to support each other and collaborate and create something really beautiful with both of our perspectives to bring to the world.
Correct.
And that to me too is magical, knowing that Chris planted the seeds years ago, or I don't even know how long ago actually.
Yeah, crazy.
Maybe it was 2 days ago, but it feels like it was at least a year and a half ago.
It was just on the way here.
She just said it. That's how quick
make a laugh.
She works.
And go to the podcast.
I'm here. But it was that she planted those seeds because one day we were to be together. One day we were to be together on our second mountain.
Correct.
We were together when we had our tools and our knowings and our power to unite, to share them in a powerful way together. And I'm really, really excited. And we're not even sure what, when we're done today, she's going to hang out a few hours and we're going to find out what the hell this looks like or what it's going to become or what it means. But we both know that united, because we're powerful on our own. When you step into your power, you don't need anyone, actually. That's what I've learned recently is as I watched the foundation of what I thought my life was crumble. I was like, oh, I'm still standing.
Right.
I'm still standing on my own foundation. I don't need it to be on anything else. And when you really get that, you are enough and you have everything inside of you, just as you are, to do all the things you were created to do. It's like, oh, okay, I got that message. And then all of a sudden women are showing up going, I'm in that space too. Because I think in numbers, right? We're so good in numbers and bringing, you have different things than I do, but we have the same mission, right? Of sharing.
For sure.
To remind ourselves and others, you're not alone. And
That's
you're powerful.
You're not alone.
Beyond measure.
There's a lot of us out there, and it's important we come together, find each other.
Especially women, because I think it's been a very male energy dominated, especially recently, our world. And you're finding the wisdom and the gentleness of women is so desperately needed right now.
And the storytelling of women, because we're compassionate and storytelling's everything, right? It's what people retain. It's how people learn the best. And
speaking
women
of that,
are
go ahead.
Good storytellers. I mean,
I actually teach storytelling.
Men too. But I mean, I'm not dissing on the men, but I'm saying like, I'm about to speak at the Bozeman International Film Festival in my hometown in Bozeman, Montana, because there's a lot of female empowerment, type movies and documentaries this year.
Yeah.
And it's storytelling.
Yeah.
I'm telling stories on my blog. You're telling stories here. They're telling stories behind the camera. And
it used to be kind of technology. People were listening to all the, different gadgets and technology and facts. Now it's story-based, because story, when you share your story in your heart, if you're a CEO and you share your story to your workers or to your employees, they feel immediately invested and they see themselves in you because of your vulnerability. And then all of a sudden they care about you, and then they're on for the mission, and then they're going to work their ass off for you because they are you, because you've connected in this vulnerable way. And it's so freaking powerful. It's the most easiest way to gain trust and to motivate, because they care about you. They want to buy your product. They want to support you. They want to work with you because they see you and they see your heart and they see themselves in you. Storytelling
it lives in you, and they remember it. It's not fleeting.
No,
it's not like, good job, Billy, on that. It's let me tell you a story about that. And, I watch my kids respond to storytelling
will you share the story about your kids while I grab a piece of paper, but keep talking?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's an ongoing thing where I just noticed that I can tell a story about a mishap from the past or that, and my kids remember that,
I'm listening.
I mean, Claire's a good example. We tell the story of Claire over and over because it's important to remember that. And my oldest daughter has her name as her middle name and always asks about it. And, it's so here's a rule.
Everything alive. It keeps Claire alive.
It does. And the potent part of that is, as my daughters are growing older and they're really good girls, but they're going to get to a point where they have boyfriends and blah, blah, blah. And, they know that Claire was on the pill.
Yeah, right.
She died of AIDS.
Oh, right.
So what do you need to do here?
Oh, right.
Right. So I am almost 100% certain.
I didn't even think about
they
that.
They will
aspect.
take care of that situation always.
Yeah. So if you think you're on the pill.
So this is a story
right.
they know that will, and that's a real big story. I mean, there's lots of little daily stories. But,
sure. But that's such a great story for kids who are dating or starting to date is that you can take the pill knowing you're not going to get pregnant, but
there's a lot of other things that go on.
Having safe sex means she could have not died from AIDS if he would have worn a condom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a trip, right? But she had to because she had gifts to give and she fulfilled her purpose. Thank you, Claire. Even though you miss her every day, but she was a gift.
Yeah.
She's a gift that keeps on giving. I want to just say one little thing, plug for me, that I am doing, plug for me, that sounds so sick. But I just want to say that I'm doing, I love that I came over and I can't see my.
Do you want to try this?
Well,
Try the bottom half because they're bifocals. Oh, they look good on you.
I have trifocals.
Oh,
look at you without your glasses, a little fresh face. Okay, so I just want to say I'm doing a writing workshop. It's here in my guest house for 10 people, and it's an intimate day with Leigh, and we're going to find people's stories, and we're going to shape them, and we're going to help them create a powerful story to move forward with anything, whether you're meeting a new group of people, whether you're speaking, whether you're a boss to your coworkers, whether anything that you're doing, storytelling is the foundation of connection. And I'm going to help people shape their story. It's May 25th, right here in my guest house for 10 people. First 10 that sign up. Some have already signed up. Anyway, I'm really excited about it because I've learned at the core of me the power of storytelling. And now I get to share that with other people to help them do it as well. So I'm excited about that.
We didn't even plan this storytelling conversation.
No, I didn't even mean to put that in. That's why I had to go run and get my paper.
That's good.
Yeah. So did you give us our 10-minute sign? So we have 10 minutes. So I want to just see if there's anything that first of all, that you want to plug, but we've talked about your website and stuff, croptop.com.
Yeah.
But if there's any other messages that sometimes you're like, oh, I want to talk about one thing. Sidetrack myself, shiny the aging gracefully. What does that mean for you?
Embracing and accepting your imperfections. And
I get that.
But I think that I think that's, you go, like you said, yep, today I fell down. Today I cried. Today and I got some wrinkles. And it's the way it is, right? Aging gracefully. I think what I say over and over, that aging is a privilege. If you put that on your mirror and repeat that every day.
It is a privilege.
How does grace not follow that?
That's right.
Feeling.
Here's a question I have for you. So gracefully, is gracefully okay if you have wrinkles and you want to have Botox? Is that still graceful in your book? Or does it mean getting wrinkly? I'm just curious.
I have no judgment on that.
Oh, fantastic.
I really think, my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is, I believe women should wear a crop top if they want to at 55, if that makes them feel good. Goodbye, crop top is a joke. It's a metaphor.
What about a bikini?
I wear a bikini.
I do too.
Yeah.
I don't think that will ever stop, even with flat pancakes.
I think if someone wants to have Botox, they should have Botox.
Yeah, I agree.
My opinion is, I ask myself why I'm doing it. Okay. So am I doing it because I'm haggard and I feel tired and I go, okay, well, it just puts a little spring in my step, right?
Yeah.
I think if a woman walks in a room, again, my opinion, I can't say
that's
this enough.
That's all I'm asking for. But
if a woman walks in a room, or a man, whatever, but we're talking about women, and people are going, wow, you look good. You look rested. You look amazing. You look healthy. You don't have to tell your secrets.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. If your friend walks in and she's starting to look like someone she never looked like in the first place in 1995, and
it's off the hook a little bit.
And you're going, whoa,
what's going on?
Why?
what's going on.
And if the why is, I genuinely really like this new look that I have going on, then do it.
Yeah.
I just, whatever genuinely puts a spring in your step.
Yeah.
And makes you feel better.
Yes.
Do it. I'm not going to sit here and say, don't, no.
I love the spring in the step part.
Yeah.
And I also love do it for you, not for what others may think of you.
That's just it. It's the why. Why are you doing it, right? Because, Because
I got Botox 2 days ago.
Uh-huh.
And I actually got, you can see a tiny black dot right here. He put a lip filler in my lip, my upper lip.
Oh, okay.
And I was like this. Here's how I feel about it, because I'm happy and I know who I am. And this to me is the same as this. It's a temporary earth suit and it's not going anywhere.
Right.
It's going at 6 feet under it. It's already starting to show me. It's on the, if mine was just be one mountain, I was on the uphill. Go. And it was hard and I was learning and bumped around. Now I just get to glide down, skipping, holding hands with people, still falling and skidding my knees. Don't get me wrong, but I know who I am. I'm no longer, I'm like enjoying it, feeling the breeze. And so this to me, I know is not going with me. It's like a car or it's like this. It is the temple to who I really am. But I think like anything, if there's something that bothers you, and it would make you feel better, and you skip in your step, and my upper lip shrunk and went away. I was like, oh my gosh, I have a little bit of full lip, and that brings me great joy. But it's not hurting anyone.
I think it's just,
I don't care.
And you're honest about it, and I think
gracefully
to
is
each their own.
Yes,
and I think if I really do. I'm not. I don't
graceful
judge.
Is what is graceful for you. How are you showing up? Do you feel graceful when you have a bruise from getting a lip injection in your mouth? Do you feel graceful? Yes, I do. And I don't even try and cover it up. And when people ask me, I say, oh, I got a lip injection shot yesterday because I did. But I think it is for me, that's graceful and sharing about it and being okay with how I want to treat or tweak this earth suit, right?
The scariest thing is when your phone's accidentally on you and you're going like this.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
that's the worst thing I've ever seen is when I
and then I'll have a photo shoot and I'm going like this, and the team's going, can you not do this? I'm like, well, do you have a chip clip? What is that?
So why are you getting photo shoots if you're not being paid? What's happening?
Well, I just was in Australia Women's Weekly magazine, which is
cool.
a huge
That's
magazine.
The cool pictures you're posting.
Yeah, so I just had that one, and I've had shoots for other things. Yeah. So it's just now starting to
launch. I'm just starting to launch too. That's such a fun. We're in the same place. We know who we are. We found our thing.
But I want to just be launching every day because I want to launch to my next thing and my next. I always want to be on the launch.
This is like like Mel Robbins 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom.
Right.
Well, this is our rocket,
right?
And that the propeller or the fuel or the hot coming out behind us is going to be on.
Yes,
because we're going to keep elevating and we're going to keep expanding and welcoming in abundance and welcoming in the people who are like-minded and want to collaborate and work with us. So I think it's a freaking exciting time and that we have been drawn together and I'm so tickled.
I'm excited
about what's coming.
Me too.
So look out for us, people. We're going to be doing
that's my first time to actually turn around.
I know.
Say hello.
Look at her face right on. There's
the whole
Facebook
time.
and there's the YouTubes.
Hi.
But I'm so honored that you're here.
I'm honored to be here.
And I'm in gratitude for Chrissy and the things that kept us in each other's radar until we were actually ready to connect.
That's right.
It's divine timing. All right,
the
sister.
divine. Here we go. And we're here for you. We're here for all of you.
Yes, we are here. You can post things here on this feed on Facebook if you have questions.
DM, right?
For Wendy, you can check out her blog on her
which Leigh hasn't even done yet.
Which I haven't.
She can read my essays.
I'm messy as hell.
Yeah.
People come
We're
in
gonna
like,
have a
oh my
bone
gosh,
to pick after
you
this.
have a blog? But then wait,
right? Oh yeah.
All I knew is I've been just connecting through your Instagram.
That's all right.
Thank you for allowing me to not do things right. I'm always like, so
me too.
Because really what I care about is looking at someone and hearing from them. I don't do a big research thing because I'm going to go do that now, though. I'm going to go read your blog. And I'm tickled pink that you have it and that you can reach out to her or me or both of us on this thread.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, darling. I love you.
I love you.